A brigadier general, a captain, a soldier. The Lebanese army, not Hezbollah, killed by an Israeli airstrike on a road in southern Lebanon. Israel says the vehicle moved suspiciously. Lebanon says the killing only deepens its resolve. The ceasefire exists in name only, and Lebanon is now burying its own soldiers. An Israeli airstrike killed a brigadier general, a captain, and a soldier of the Lebanese Armed Forces on June 6th, after their military vehicle came under fire on a road between Kafar Tebnit and Kardali in the Nabatieh area of southern Lebanon. The Israeli military acknowledged carrying out the strike, saying the vehicle had been moving suspiciously in an active combat zone where movement requires prior coordination with Israeli forces. It said, Israel's attacks aim to thwart all efforts to reach a solution that would restore stability, establish a comprehensive ceasefire, and lead to the Israeli withdrawal from the occupied Lebanese territories. According to the Israeli military, troops operating in the area were under heightened alert following intelligence warnings of possible Hezbollah attacks and reports of militant activity nearby. The strike prompted a sharp response from the Lebanese military.
The continued, deliberate, and repeated Israeli aggression against Lebanon, its people and its army, only strengthens our resolve, faith, and determination. Israel's attacks seek to thwart all efforts to reach a solution that would restore stability, establish a comprehensive ceasefire, and lead to the Israeli withdrawal from occupied Lebanese territories.
The Israeli military confirmed that the vehicle was carrying 2 Lebanese army officers and a soldier, adding that the incident is under further review. The killing came alongside a separate Israeli strike on June 5th that killed 5 people, including a woman and a paramedic, in the town of Zebdin in the Nabatieh district, according to Lebanon's health ministry. Despite a recently renewed ceasefire between Jerusalem and Beirut, Hezbollah continued launching drones toward Israeli communities and troops along the northern border. The IDF said it intercepted 1 drone, while 2 others came down in southern Lebanon. No casualties were reported in either incident. The military violence unfolded alongside a sharp diplomatic exchange between Lebanon and Iran. The fighting was accompanied by a growing diplomatic dispute between Lebanon and Iran after Lebanese President Joseph Aoun accused Tehran of using Lebanon as a bargaining chip in negotiations with the United States. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi dismissed the charge on X.
Based on Mr. Aoun's comments, one would think it's Iran that has occupied 1/5 of Lebanon, displaced 1/4 of Lebanese, and bombing his country on a daily basis. Had Lebanon been a bargaining chip for Iran, we'd have a deal long ago. Save Lebanon from your real foe, Mr. President.
With the ceasefire holding in name only and the Lebanese army now counted among the casualties, the question of who bears responsibility for Lebanon's mounting losses grows harder to deflect. A fragile US-mediated ceasefire effort between Israel and Lebanon has come under immediate pressure after Hezbollah rejected key terms of the proposal and an Israeli officer was killed in southern Lebanon. The Israel Defense Forces announced that 21-year-old Captain Eitan Shmuel Lemberg of the 7th Armored Brigade's 75th Battalion was killed after a Hezbollah operative fired an anti-tank guided missile at an Israeli tank operating north of the Litani River. The attack came just 1 day after Israel and Lebanon agreed in principle to a ceasefire framework that envisioned Hezbollah halting attacks and the Lebanese Armed Forces deploying to pilot zones in southern Lebanon, free of both Hezbollah fighters and Israeli troops. But Hezbollah Secretary General Naim Qassem publicly rejected the proposal, describing it as unacceptable.
The agreement's demand that Hezbollah fighters leave southern Lebanon under fire would mean surrender, defeat, and achieving the enemy's goals. As long as Lebanese villages are being bombed and people are being killed, northern Israel will not be safe. What we are concerned about is an end to the aggression, a ceasefire, and Israel's withdrawal. We did not make any commitment to any party to stop resisting as long as there is occupation.
Following the missile strike, the IDF said it launched air and artillery attacks against Hezbollah infrastructure in the area, and fighting continued across the border. Hezbollah claimed a series of operations against the Israeli forces, including one-way drone strikes against an Israeli command position near Al-Shaqif fortress, rocket attacks, and anti-armor operations targeting Israeli forces in southern Lebanon. The group also claimed to have destroyed 7 Merkava tanks in the Al-Shaqif sector as part of a sustained campaign against Israeli ground forces. On the Israeli side, air raid sirens continued to sound across northern communities as Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visited the northern border town of Shlomi shortly before drone alerts were activated in the area. While Israel's Defense Minister Israel Katz said military operations would continue for the time being. Lebanon's President Joseph Aoun described the latest negotiating round as a critical opportunity to end the conflict. In Iran, Major General Mohsen Rezaei, a member of Iran's Expediency Discernment Council, has warned Israel against any move toward Beirut's southern suburbs, saying Iran is prepared for escalation and that its missile forces remain on high alert. In an interview with Iranian television, Rezaei said any advance toward the area would trigger a severe response.
It would have been enough for the enemy to take any step towards the southern suburbs for us to turn the north of the occupied territories into hell. All the missiles were ready, and Iran's hand is still on the trigger. Israeli occupation must withdraw from Lebanon quickly.
The developments underscore the uncertainty surrounding the ceasefire effort, with diplomacy advancing on one track while active combat continues on another, raising fresh questions about whether the proposed agreement can survive its first major test. Hezbollah's drones are becoming deadlier. Israel is searching for new ways to stop them. Now, a surprising recruit has joined the battlefield, specially trained dogs that may detect incoming drones before humans can. Could man's best friend become the next weapon in the fight against aerial threats?